My name is Bill, and I would like to share with you a story that happened after I married Cindy. Our wedding was magical, and I was confident that our marriage would be happy and strong. But a few months after the wedding, something happened that made me think. Right after our wedding, Cindy's mother, Mrs. White, suddenly decided to focus on herself. This was a little strange to me because she had always been a rather modest and reserved woman. However, she started going to the gym, her wardrobe changed noticeably, and she began to act much more freely. At first, I thought it was just an attempt to change, and I didn't pay much attention to it. But literally 2 months later, she changed a lot. She became more confident, and her behavior sometimes made me feel uncomfortable. She started wearing revealing outfits, flirting with men in my presence, and in general, her behavior raised a lot of questions. I couldn't understand what was going on. We had just gotten married, and my wife was the most important person in the world to me. But now my mother-in-law was stirring up mixed feelings in me. I began to ask Cindy questions, and she told me that Mrs. White was just trying to find herself after her divorce a few years ago. I decided that maybe I just needed to be more patient and support Mrs. White in her search for herself. But as time went on, the situation became more complicated. My mother-in-law began throwing parties and inviting various men. This not only caused me concern, but also led to arguments between Cindy and me. I realized that my secret could not remain a secret for much longer. I began to think about how to tell Cindy about my feelings for her mother. But every time I tried to broach the subject, the words got stuck in my throat. I didn't want to hurt our marriage, and at the same time, it was hard for me to see my mother-in-law put us through such trials. With each passing day, the situation became more difficult and I felt stuck. I loved Cindy, but I didn't know how to deal with the situation. Time passed, and my secret was still my heaviest burden. But I knew that sooner or later, I would have to make a decision and tell Cindy the truth about my feelings for her mother.